Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with intuitive channeled messages for the collective. If this is your first time tuning in, I typically tap into letters, names, and zodiacs to start off with, and basically tapping into the energies and messages that I pick up from my angel guides and spirit guides for the collective and whatever messages I'm tuned into. And I'll be focusing more so on love connections here. So let's go ahead and get into it. It is general advice as always, just like a card reading without the cards. So let's begin and let's see what letters present itself here. D, N, R, G, L. I'm seeing an M as well as an N, S. I'm seeing double T's, so double letters typically indicate, of course, somebody's initials could be TT, or you and your person both have names that begin with that letter. Somebody could have two consecutive letters that are double, sort of like Patty, you know, P-A-T-T-I-E or P-A-T-T-Y, where there's two T's right next to each other. Could also be, just an example, Matthew, something like that. I'm also seeing a B. I'm seeing double A's, so same thing applies. I'm seeing an X. Okay, so let's see what names I'm able to pick up here for the collective. I'm seeing Adam, Alyssa. I'm seeing Braden. Could also be Brandon. Boris, and let's see. I'm seeing Boris. Brody as well. So a bunch of B names coming through, as well as Barbara, Beth. I'm seeing Denise. I'm seeing Daniel. Various forms of that name. Could also be Danielle or Daniela. Could be Danny for a female or a male. I'm seeing Doris. Could also be Dory. Dee Dee. I'm seeing it in two different ways, D-E-E, D-E-E, or D-I-D-I. Davy, David, also coming through. Danica is also coming through. Dolores. I'm seeing Greg, could also be Gregory. I'm seeing Gretchen, I'm seeing Grace. I'm seeing Sally, I'm seeing Samantha or Sammy. Could also just be Sam. I'm hearing Solis. That could be someone's last name. Could also be a first name. S-O-L-I-S, but I'm also seeing it as S-O-L-I-C-E. Could also be Sky, as well as Skylar. Seth is also coming through. Stephanie. Sean is also coming through, S-H-A-W-N, as well as a typical spelling, S-E-A-N. Tony is coming through, could also be Anthony, Antonio, Tori I'm seeing, as well as Antoinette, Ted, Theodore, Terry, Tito is also coming through. Let's see what else I'm able to pick up here. I'm hearing Rio, could also be, I'm also hearing Rita. And I think that's it. That's it for the names. All right, so let me go ahead and focus on the zodiac signs here for the collective. So I'm picking up off of Leo. I'm seeing Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Aries, and Aquarius. And Cancer. Okay, so those are the letters, names, and zodiac. So let's get right into the messages here. I'm picking up off of a no answer, so that could go one of two ways. Either somebody said no to you, or you, of course, rejected somebody. So this could be an indication of two people who are not together because of a rejection. So if you're feeling that you were rejected by this person, you could be hurting, you could be upset that they said no to you. But the interesting thing about that is I'm also feeling and picking up intuitively that that could be a blessing in disguise. That this rejection might actually be a blessing, making way for something better for you in your romantic life. So hold on to that energy and just know that you are being guided onto the path that you are truly meant to be. And sometimes, we're so focused on a particular outcome that we don't see a different path. And that's where the universe comes in. And perhaps your angel guides will be paving the way, to light the way, to show you a different path where you can find happiness. Because this person that has rejected you, if you relate to this, they're not the one. Even though you might have convinced yourself that this is the one, or you're holding on to the idea that this is your person, they might not be the one for you. There's someone better suited for you. So you got to just loosen the reins a little bit and allow the universe to perhaps show you some signs that there's a better outcome to your love story with someone else. Let's see what else I'm picking up here. Okay, so there's a twin flame energy that I am picking up off of, and it's for twin flames in separation. You're not with your twin. There's also not only the distance because you're not together, but there is also a geographical distance here, meaning that you guys either live very far away from each other. It could be cities, it could be states, it could be countries away. I'm seeing 1 to 2 years. So either it's been that long since you've spoken or interacted with your twin, or there's something significant about maybe this year or possibly next year as far as reconnecting or taking things to the next level when it comes to this twin flame connection. Because I'm picking up from your twin that they think about you all the time and they wonder if you would even be interested in seeing them. And maybe you're thinking the same thing. So I just feel that communication is key, and you really both have to have the opportunity to sit down and talk. Even if sitting down and talking, so to speak, is either through text or on social media or a phone call, especially if you guys live very far away from each other. This could be communication by way of a Skype call or a Zoom call, however way that happens, so that you guys can communicate and find a way to see each other if you cannot make that happen right now. So there's a twin here who needs to take the first step to reach out. And if you're both feeling like, I really don't want to be the first one to reach out, I'm going to wait for them. So you don't want to really be in that energy too long, because then that can create a stalemate between you and your twin. And that would basically equate to no communication, perhaps for another year or two. That could also be where that time frame is coming from. Let's see what else. I'm seeing the word goodbye. Somebody said goodbye to you, or you said goodbye to somebody, and I'm feeling pain, I'm feeling heartbreak. It hurt you to say goodbye to this person. It hurt them that you guys had to sever ties for whatever reason. Now, I got to be honest, what I'm picking up here for some of you guys, you had to go into separation with this person because there was a third party situation. So either of you could have already been taken, somebody could have been married, or somebody was already in a partnership. Even though you guys had some real legitimate feelings for each other, there was a third party element to this. So somebody wasn't free to be in this partnership. That can be remedied, of course, if the person that's in another relationship figures out that they don't ultimately want to be there anymore and they end that partnership, then they therefore would be free to look into reconnecting. So if you happen to be listening to this and you know that you're taken and you are perhaps in love with somebody else and wanting to really explore where that goes, but you guys had to say goodbye to one another, so you got to figure something out here. If you're really no longer content and happy in an existing partnership, then that has to come to an end in order for you and this other person to get back together. That's what I'm getting there. All right, let me tap into one more message for the collective here and see what I'm able to pick up. I'm hearing the words no more. No more. So there are those of you that are tapped into that type of energy where you're not going to put up with anyone else's nonsense. You've had enough of that. You've had enough of the BS excuses from people that just couldn't show up for you, or they ended up hurting you because of empty promises or broken promises. There could have been trust issues there as well. There could have been infidelities as well. And I just really feel for the person that this resonates with, that you have empowered yourself. You've worked very hard on just getting yourself in a much better place in your heart. You're mentally stronger. You've worked on your healing, and you've gained so much wisdom from that experience. You've learned a lot of lessons. So this is empowering you to move forward and to be able to make better choices when it comes to your love connections. To know what it is that you are willing to put up with and what you are no longer willing to put up with. And that's a good thing. All right, guys, so that's where I'm going to leave this one. I do hope whatever messages came through here today resonates with you. And thank you as always for being here, for tuning in, and stay tuned for more videos and more messages in the upcoming days. And that's it for now. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.